Hey everyone, I hope that everyone is having a beautiful Pisces season. So we're just going to do a new moon reading today. The new moon is in Pisces, and this will be on the 3rd if you're in Tamaki Makaurau, if you're in Auckland, at around 6:30 in the morning. So I guess we can start working with the new moon energies now. Pisces is the sign of the dreamer, the sign of the imagination. Pisces is the element of water. Pisces can be seen as floaty or not grounded, but Pisces is actually very elevated in within the emotional body and connecting through the intuition, or connecting to the intuition and psychic awareness or senses through the emotional body. So Pisces feels every single thing in order to dream and imagine and envision what is going to come next. Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac, so it's actually a very evolved sign. So yeah, let's see what source or spirit has for us, the collective, in this new moon coming up in Pisces. Source, spirit, what guidance do you have for us this new moon in Pisces? There we go. Do a couple more. Source, spirit, what guidance do you have for us in this new moon? Let's do 3. Source, spirit, what guidance do you have for us? Okay, cool. So I'm just using this Seidinkra Ancestral Guidance cards. So the first card that we have is Aya, the Fern, which says, named after the fern, a hardy plant which is known to grow under difficult climatic conditions. We also have a snake that is climbing a raffia tree. Because of its thorns, the raffia tree is a dangerous challenge to the snake. Their ability to climb the tree is a model of persistence and prudence. And then the last one we have is twisting, a symbol depicting the twists and turns of life and the need to be versatile and resilient to survive. So we have these 3 Seidinkra symbols for this new moon in Pisces. Okay, so just looking at these. Okay, so yeah, sources saying this isn't going to be an easy season or an easy month, unfortunately. I feel like there's already a lot going on Earth realm anyway. There are lots of shifts and stuff that I'm not really going to get into, but there are a lot of things happening collectively. So I think I'm sensing that, I guess, during Pisces season, a lot of people will be able to be feeling these shifts, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, regardless of whether you are super directly affected or not. I don't know, in my opinion, I think that we're all kind of affected by these shifts regardless. But yeah, with Aya the Fern card here, this is really beautiful because as much as there is this persistence and prudence needed for us within this new moon, I feel like, or going into this new season, because remembering that the new moon is ushering us into the next 4 weeks, or the next season, the next moon phase, essentially. So yeah, I feel like we're gonna need to be a little bit persistent when it comes to our growth and the growth of what we're cultivating and investing into. But what's really beautiful about this Seidinkra symbol that I love is that as the fronds, because this is a fern, and as the fronds and the fern are growing, they're growing smaller and smaller, which is symbolic of the weight that I guess we can be carrying, or the weight that we can be carrying on our shoulders as we do grow, the growing pains, the different things that we have to move through, getting lighter and lighter. And so this is a symbol of, as we continue to grow within ourselves, grow through the things that are difficult, I guess we will also gain strength, and those things that were so weighty on our shoulders before are actually going to get a lot lighter. So I feel like this is a really encouraging message from Spirit with this new moon, more so just to let us know, I guess, that some of the things that we are personally or even collectively moving through, in some ways we will get through, and a lot of the load will get a little bit lighter. But it's important for us to be persistent. With this Seidinkra symbol, I always see this as different structures, I guess, interweaving themselves. And I also see this as generational structures. So the things that the generations before us have done, that we are linked to and are also moving forward in a certain structure. I also see the snake as a symbol of ancient wisdom and ancient medicine. So I feel like Source is also reminding us with this new moon that of the ancient wisdom and medicine that we actually have, and I'm hearing have ownership of, and not in a like possessive or colonial sense, but more so in a way of what is actually just ours. So I'm kind of seeing with this new moon that some of us, if you're feeling called to, may want to reclaim that ancient wisdom and medicine within this new moon, and this generational knowledge and wealth that comes through us, that comes through our ancestors. So a way to do that would be to, I guess, speak it out loud or write it down, in a sense of, it could be as simple as I am reclaiming, or I am claiming and moving forward in whatever it is that you feel like you are imagining and dreaming up within this new moon, generationally, for yourself and for community, especially the difficult things, the things that we potentially need strength for, or the things where we feel like we don't have enough courage for potentially, or the things where we feel like we are losing motivation or don't feel very like we can be persistent. I feel like sources and our ancestors are really encouraging us to communicate with them about those things that we, in areas where we may potentially feel a little bit more weak and not as strong. And also asking our ancestors and source for guidance in this new moon on how to be a little bit more intentional within our movements moving forward when it comes to the collective's view of things, so generationally as well. A lot of readings or a lot of tarot can be based on the individual, but as this is a collective reading, things always go beyond the scope of just us as the individual. So there will be some humps and some things that we actually do come up against in the next season. But I think these are all bits and pieces of life, and also things that we will be able to move through. Especially when I look at the Seidinkra symbol, I always imagine the snake actually climbing up the raffia tree and interweaving through the thorns and past the challenges, the distractions, the things that might come up from under the surface, and even the ancestral and generational patterns as well that need to be released or moved through. But something that I always see with the Seidinkra symbol is precision as well, and a steady pace. So I do feel like Source is reminding us to work at a steady pace and to find our own individual pace when it comes to things within this new moon. So whatever projects, whatever even connections that you are deepening and nurturing, finding a nice pace at which suits you, and moving through those and moving in those connections and partnerships and commitments in a way that is steady and grounded, and embodying the ancient wisdom and knowledge that comes from within, because we all have that ancient wisdom and knowledge within us. Yeah, even this Adinkra symbol twisting is reminding us that we are also gonna have to be quite versatile. There may be some things that we need to adapt to. And this season is going to take a lot of resilience on our part, especially if we're wanting to grow through Pisces season. It's quite interesting because Pisces season isn't usually, or in the past hasn't, I don't think has been that difficult, or is always quite mellow and floaty. And I feel like Source is kind of taking us to like another level when it comes to our dreaming and imagination, and actually bringing and grounding those things into reality, and reminding us that yes, setting intention and dreaming is and imagining what we want within community, for ourselves, within our own growth, is easy. It's easy to imagine things within our mind or whatever, but to actually ground those things and bring them into reality, and to grow within the things that we're actually dreaming of, takes a lot of work. As we, in the like zodiac wheel, going from Pisces to Aries, Pisces is kind of the sign of having things more in the emotional body and up here. And then as Pisces goes into Aries, Aries is a sign of actualizing and actually embodying and creating and working towards an action what you want. And so this next new moon that's coming up is a time for us to really, really be clear about what we're working towards, because as we go into Aries in the next zodiac season, we will I guess be quite challenged to actually actualize or bring into reality what we've been dreaming of. And I guess with these cards, I'm seeing that Source is really saying that this is going to be pretty challenging for us. And so it's important for us to nurture ourselves in the ways that in which we need to, in order to keep this persistence up, and to keep this growth up. So whatever you know personally you need to do or works for you when it comes to your growth, your healing, even small things that we potentially have been avoiding, it's a really good time to hone in on those things and do the hard work, the shadow work. So that can be like going into your emotions and your emotional body and looking at certain things that you're feeling, why you're feeling them, if they're beneficial to you, how to release them. Yeah. And at the base of the deck, there is this Seidinkra symbol, Calmness, a symbol of peace, calmness, and spiritual tranquility. And so this potentially will be our foundation for this new moon. And that, I guess, is being in a meditative space, in a meditative mind space as well. So I think in this season, it will also be really important for us to be on top of our mental health and our spiritual well-being. So if that means that you need to go take a walk in nature to calm down, or if you need to do some stretching, or if you need to journal, or if you just need to sit in silence, or if you need to take some time out from everyone just to ground yourself, to calm down, to be in peace, that's really going to be important. Yeah, so I think I will leave that reading there. I hope that everyone is moving through the season okay, because there are some really big shifts that are happening, and it's not just on an earth or like physical level, it's also within our emotional beings, because we're all connected and everything is interwoven. So yeah, make sure you're taking care of yourself, and I will talk to you all soon.